Hello, this is Dr. Sangeeta Sharma again, and I am telling you about the Ode on Grecian Urn. Today we shall start with this poem. See, Ode means address, Grecian means connected with Greek, and urn is a vase. So, Keats was inspired to write this ode from a man made work of art, an old Grecian urn. He vividly describes the scene painted on it, bringing out its sense of movement, of color and melody. The beauty of this antique urn enchants and excites him of realizing that beauty is but another aspect of truth. Mortal beauty is temporary, but when depicted in art, it becomes permanent, it becomes ideal. So, whatever is depicted on the urn, the passionate lover, the rituals of sacrifice, and the little town by the seaside, they have become embodiment of, symbol of the eternal beauty. And this has become the truth of life. See, in the first stanza, the permanent reality of life is depicted. Mortal beauty is temporary, but once depicted in the work of art, it becomes permanent and ideal, as I told you. The first two lines means, thou still, unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time. These are the first two lines of Ode on Grecian Urn. The first two lines tell us about the untarnished, about the undamaged beauty even after the centuries. The beauty of the urn is inviolate. Time, which is said to be very powerful, has not destroyed the urn. On the other hand, time has nursed the urn. See, thou means you. Unravished bright of quietness. Urn is said to be pure, chaste, bride of quietness. Quietness means silence. Urn has been kept in silence for a very long time. So it appears as if urn is married to quietness. Urn is the bride and quietness is a groom. So just as bride and bridegroom live together, in the same way, urn has been living with quietness. So the figure of speech here is personification. Because urn is inanimate object, but here it is treated as animate object, as if it has life. Why? Because it is said to be the bride. And see the second line, thou, foster child of silence and slow time. Again, thou means you. Now here, thou stands for urn, and foster means nursed, brought up. So urn is the foster child nursed by silence and slow time and free from any disturbance of any kind. So urn is here said to be the child, foster child, which is brought up by time. Urn is said to be the bride married to silence and slow time. Urn is said to be sylvan historian, who can thus express a flowery tale more sweetly than a rhyme. So, sylvan historian. Why is the urn called the sylvan historian? Why? Because urn is sylvan historian. Sylvan because scenes of woods and forest are depicted on the urn. And historian because it tells us, it contains the records. Just as the historian tells us about the past records, just as the historian tells us about the past incidents, in the same way does the urn. It depicts the narratives of rustic life, rustic festival. And see, a flowery tale more sweetly than a rhyme. And the urn, flowery tale means happy life story. More sweetly means more agreeably, more perfectly, and rhyme means verse, rhyme means poetry. So the meaning of the line is the urn can express, the urn can portray happy life more agreeably, more delightfully than the poetry. So you see, this is the explanation of the first 4 lines of the ode, and tomorrow I shall explain you the next 4 lines, and then I will just make a quick revision of the first stanza. Thank you.